Hi, we're going to learn how to do kissing corners. It's my favorite way of putting blocks and quilts together. So you lay out your quilt. This works for a block or a whole quilt. This is your row one. You carefully stack them up, one on top of the other. Normally you would have numbers on this, so this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many you're doing. So 3 is set aside. You're going to sew row 1 and row 2 together first. Row 2 always goes on top of row 1. This is always your seam line. Line them up. You're going to stop about 1/4 inch to the end. This is very important. Needle down. Then you're going to take the next set, row 2, on top of row 1. Line it up. This is the hardest part. Your sewing machine is working against you at this point. It's trying to push this away. You want to keep it totally kissing up to these other blocks. They have to touch. Not overlapping, but just touch. When you start sewing, your sewing machine is going to push this out, so you may have to bunch it up just a little bit. Go slow. Pause if you need to get that back underneath. And then you go ahead and sew down and stop about 1/4 inch away. So you can see how those are kissing each other. Then you're going to do the same on this. And like I said, this works for quilts, for your blocks, for everything. Okay, do I have to push this to make it go up on this machine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mine raises it a little bit. All right, so now you have your row 1 and row 2 together. You're going to get your row 3. Especially on a big quilt, I'll just bring it back carefully into my lap. Okay. Now you open up your row 1 and row 2. You grab your row 3. This is your sew edge. It's really important because if you've done a pattern with half square triangles or something, you want to remember which direction everything goes. So this is always your seam line. You flip it, you line it up, come back in. Stop again. Grab the next one. Okay, now your block and or quilt is all together. You can hold it up, you can look at it, go, oh yeah, it's going to be so pretty, everything's going in the right direction. All right, now we just have to sew the horizontal lines. We've got all the vertical done. You just simply fold it over, line everything up. You want your seam allowances, one going one way, one going the other. And you can get to where you can just fill when they're locked in. If you have a gap because it kind of pushed it out, you'll be able to fill that and then you can adjust. Or if you overlap, you're going to fill that bump. It should be smooth and you're going to get to where you can just tell if it's lined up properly. So you just line it up just like that as you're going along. Open up that. Sometimes you got to adjust things a little bit, but you can feel that to do it, to make that adjustment. And just make sure your seam allowance is going opposite directions and they're all locked in nice and neat. And you have a beautiful little block and your corners are almost always matching. Happy quilting!